1971 was a pivotal year for the Giallo genre. The year prior saw the release of Dario Argento's seminal classic, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, and while murder mystery thrillers have been extremely popular in Italy since Mario Bava's 1963 film, The Girl Who Knew Too Much, they had never quite looked like this. Thrillers in the early Giallo period tended to focus more on eroticism and the sins of high society. Illicit affairs, blackmail, and stolen inheritances were all commonplace in films like Lucio Fulci's Perversion Story from 1969 and Franco Rossellini and Luigi Bazzoni's The Possessed from 1965. So, while murder was a significant element in these films, they bear a much closer resemblance to American film noir than horror. Argento's debut would change this forever, and while it was not the first Giallo to emphasize horror and suspenseful set pieces, its critical and financial success would inspire a slew of imitators and effectively redefine the Giallo in the years to come. Sergio Martino's 1971 film, The Strange Vice of Mrs. Wardh, acts as a sort of bridge between the two eras. It successfully combines the genre tropes of the mid-1960s with those popularized by Argento. Do not be mistaken though, as this film is no cheap imitation. Julie Wardh, played by the superb Edwidge Fenech, is a socialite and heiress who moves to Vienna with her diplomat husband. All the while, a deranged serial killer stalks the streets. Plagued by her own sadomasochistic fetishes, she must navigate the men in her life and figure out their intentions before she ends up dead herself. The film's eponymous heroine is quite well developed, especially for an Italian film of this period. Martino and screenwriter Ernesto Gastaldi place more of an emphasis on her character's psychological state, rather than nudity and bloodshed, although there's still plenty of that too. And it pays off, as Fenech's performance inspires both intrigue and empathy. What's more is that the audience learns this key information through wonderfully surreal dream and flashback sequences. These scenes, while visually stunning, are also enhanced even further by Nora Orlandi's magnificent score. Glass shatters in slow motion, showering the woman below as her sadistic lover inches closer with the bottle's sharpened edge. What brings her pain also brings her pleasure. This is her strange vice. All the while, choir voices swell in tandem with an organ, creating a dreamlike atmosphere that is like no other. Moreover, the film sports a wealth of recognizable genre regulars, including Luciano Martino as producer, George Hilton, Ivan Rasimov, and Alberto de Mendoza. Several members of this veritable dream team would go on to make the classic All the Colors of the Dark, as well as Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key, and The Case of the Scorpion's Tail. Of course, these are all great films in their own right, but The Strange Vice of Mrs. Wardh remains this group's most significant collaboration, especially given the cultural context in which it was released. It comes highly recommended, and with a new Blu-ray out from Severin Films, there has never been a better time to experience it. The Strange Vice of Mrs. Wardh is one of many Italian genre films to have a sordid history of home video releases. Released on DVD in 2005 by the now defunct No Shame Films, the film went years without a re-release until Maya Communications released it in 2010, under the title Blade of the Ripper. Shameless Screen Entertainment would release their own DVD a year later in the UK, followed by a Blu-ray in 2017. I can only speak to the Shameless DVD, and while the picture quality was certainly acceptable, it was far from perfect. The overall image was very soft and contained a lot of digital noise. Some scenes also displayed a damaged image with some artifacts marring the screen. Severin Films' brand new 4K restoration is a significant step up in both picture and audio quality. Edges are sharp and blacks are inky, especially in the aforementioned dream sequences. Some outdoor scenes look a little soft, but that's more because of the film itself and the inner negative, rather than Severin's work. The English dub is also very crisp, and Nora Orlandi's score has never sounded better. However, I would recommend the Italian auto track. It's in much better shape sound-wise, and is, in my opinion, the superior language to view the film in. Severin has also provided buyers with a wide variety of extra features. Chief among them is the CD soundtrack of Nora Orlandi's score. This is an absolutely essential piece of music, and is infinitely enjoyable even without the film. The inclusion of soundtracks has become a new practice in the boutique Blu-ray label industry, and Severin has shown once again why they are among the best to do it. When you're done spinning the soundtrack, there's also plenty of interviews to comb through. Director Sergio Martino is given the most time out of the group, and although he spends more time discussing his career as a whole as opposed to focusing on Strange Vice, he comes off as authentic and generally down to earth, making his 40-plus minute interview a very enjoyable and informative watch. Screenwriter Ernesto Gastaldi is a horse of a different color. He plugs his recently published 4,600-page science fiction novel, loves to go on tangents, and is apparently not even a fan of the Giallo genre he helped to shape. However, his interview is packed with interesting anecdotes that cover everything from his writing process to his fondness for the many friends he made in the Italian film industry. Severin also provides viewers with a George Hilton interview. The genre great sadly passed away in 2019, so this is likely among the last interviews he did. As such, it's nice to see and hear from him one last time. According to Martino, Edwidge Fenech has decided to step away from her acting career over the past 2 decades to focus on her family, so Severin provides an archival interview that is a holdover from the old No Shame disc. Edwidge Fenech is a genre icon, and while it'd be nice to have a new interview with her, I'm far more happy to hear she's prospering and enjoying her post-show business life. Rounding out the extras package is an introduction by George Hilton and an audio commentary with Diabolique magazine editor-in-chief Kat Ellinger. As a well-known Sergio Martino expert, her commentary is a wealth of insightful information that comes highly recommended. Severin Films has put together yet another stellar package. Picture and sound are top-notch, as is the generous supplements package. This new Blu-ray comes highly recommended, especially for those looking to experience the film for the first time. Fans of this release should also keep an eye out for the complete Lindsay Baker Giallo collection coming out in late June. I've posted a link to Severin Films' listing down in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you enjoy The Strange Vice of Mrs. Wardh, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what your favorite Sergio Martino film is. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.